Hundreds of local protesters led a march tonight to demand that local law enforcement stop working with federal immigration officers. The protest is in response to the recent shooting death of an ICU nurse by an ICE officer in Minneapolis and activities here in Jacksonville with enforcement. Action News Jack's Finn Carlin live outside of the federal courthouse in downtown Jacksonville where that protest was held. And Finn, they want JSO to stop working with ICE. The protesters you got a chance to talk to.
Tanika, just to add a little bit more context here, this protest happened at around the same time that City Council was going over a bill to give the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office $94,000 in extra money for immigration enforcement. The protesters that you mentioned, Tanika, they told me that they believe that ICE's agreement with JSO is unnecessary and dangerous, but we found that there are many more similar agreements with local law enforcement agencies beyond Jacksonville.
ICE out of Jacks now! ICE out of Jacks now!
Along the steps of the federal courthouse.
Down with deportation!
And on the streets of downtown Jacksonville, a sea of signs and chants against ICE.
Justice for Alex!
Some stood to protest the killing of Alex Peretti in Minneapolis. It was shot by an ICE officer on Saturday. But Nina Vallecillo had another why behind her walk.
My children are scared to leave the house. I'm scared to leave the house.
She told me she wants ICE agents out of Jacksonville and local police to stop immigration enforcement. Vallecillo says she and her family are citizens, but she and her kids are worried about being stopped by federal officers.
What the heck? My kids were born here. What do they got to be worried about this?
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has what's called a 287G agreement with ICE. It lets JSO officers be trained to carry out federal immigration operations and gives ICE more power to make local arrests. We found there are 17 similar agreements between ICE and other law enforcement agencies around Northeast Florida. There are only 2 agreements with Southeast Georgia law enforcement and at least 9 agencies across our area that don't have one.
Local law enforcement, also trying to act as a function of ICE, that it's dangerous and it's reckless.
Jonathan Gonzalo Kleineck helps lead the Jacksonville Immigrant Rights Alliance, which organized tonight's protest. He and some other immigrant advocates want these local law enforcement agreements with federal agents to be iced out. I reached out to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to ask about its status of the agreement that it has with ICE, and JSO told me in a statement in part that this agreement has been going on for more than 15 years and there are no plans to stop working with ICE. JSO says that this agreement helps to keep our communities safe and hold people accountable when they violate immigration laws. For local coverage you can count on, Finn Carlin, Action News Jax.